Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet.
And I'm Alistair the Skull, the English skull of the internet.
And we welcome you to a new game called Sunless Skies. A game which was recommended to me after I was already thinking of playing it. So it's quite convenient that it was recommended to me, because I know people are interested in it.
As much as they can be, at the very least.
Okay, as much interested in it as much as people are interested in me. Okay? How does that sound? Okay, so we're just gonna start a new game. What is this game? It is a game about madness. If you die, you can only continue with a new captain. If you die, you can reload or continue with a new captain.
Legacy campaign.
Must I?
Yes.
Why?
Because that will give you the true experience.
Very well. We'll do hard mode. It may be only our first... What?
You're going to have to put me down, aren't you?
Yes, I am going to have to do that, aren't I?
Yay!
Oh, don't celebrate on me. It just means you're not going to be part of the video. You do realise that, don't you?
Yes.
So why are you celebrating?
Because who wants to be part of your videos?
You, so that you actually get some screen time.
I don't need you for that.
We're just going to see how it works for now. So, aiming assistance. Only a few player weapons arc towards targets. Okay. Many player weapons arc gently towards targets, making aiming easier. You know what? No, I don't need that sort of thing. Enemy projectiles move at default speed. Enemy projectiles are somewhat slower, making them easier to avoid. Significantly slower. Oh, so it's basically medium or make it easier. So we're just going to start with standard and see how this works. Mostly importantly, we're going to have to see if I can actually play this with one hand, or whether I'm going to have to put Alistair down.
So much for Alistair Sundays.
We don't know that yet. Besides, I still need to make a shelf for you or something. So stop complaining.
Do you even know how this game works?
No, Alistair, I don't. I have no idea how this game is played, or how we're playing it, or what the hell we're trying to do while playing it. Log of Her Majesty's Locomotive, the Orphanarian. March 14th, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead have been eventful. The Orphania is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning in haste to reach where I hope to make port at New Winchester. May God be with us, for 1,000 deaths await in the sky. Final entry of Captain Amelia Charity Whitlockx, DCM, written shortly before her death. Well, that's positive. What the hell are we getting ourselves into? Fail Better Games presents.
What a perfect name for a company.
Okay, you're now at the video. So, forward, backward, left, right, and cruise control? You have returned to the Reach, an untamed, sunless span of the heavens. London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Of course Britain would try and take over heaven! Dodge. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous, your locomotive damaged, and Captain Whitlockx badly wounded. Okay. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get the orphan there safely? Orpharian there safely? Maybe? Scavenge, R. Much to the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel among the debris. The Ozymandhs. A wreck drifts here, less fortunate even than you. We should salvage her for repairs, a crewman suggests. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocketed with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvases, lined with hair. Don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvases, lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Thank you. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the blue sky anyway? Why the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? You silence him. Now's not the time. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. Leap across to the wreck. Leading the way, you jump. Your stomach lurches with vertigo as the suns blaze above you and below. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymands, and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a fold. One of your companions throws you a line, and you lash the two engines together. Only then do the rest of your boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch, and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whispers with wind. Your party lamps spread buttery light over the narrow, panelled passages. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. You clear the obstruction away. You locate a length of pipe to use as a pry bar and set to work. This will test your iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. Lead your party on a more precarious path. Go back out onto the Oyndas' hull, climb past the blockage, and enter through a window on the far side, and do so carefully. This tests your skills of deceiving and evading. I think clearing the obstruction sounds better. Failure. A memory. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from a year ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer beneath a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was first on the scene. You were second. Together you pried the wreckage upwards, enough for you to crawl beneath it, while the captain braced the bar against her back. By all means, take your time, she grunted, as you dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Suddenly, a crewman cries out as its jagged edge bites him. You order him taken back to the Orpharian, while the rest of you press on. The way is clear. You've lost one crew member. Christ.
Ha ha, you suck!
Shut up! You reach the Orpharius' hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and of spilled supplies, hopefully somewhere amidst the debris. You can find parts to repair the Orpharian and repair your stocks. Conduct a thorough search. Your companions work quickly. The Orpharius' hull has begun to creak. Your actions on board may have compromised its integrity. Renewed. You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies, and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orpharian. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. Ho ho! What cries one of your party, prying the lid of a long crate? It holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered bird cage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullied eye. You examine your finds. You have four supplies, and you have gained 15 hull. Your new total is 30. Okay. The Orpharians emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchanges nervous glances. From the chaos of its holds, you have retrieved repairs and supplies, and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that could be mounted on your locomotive. and an educated bat. Mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orpharian. Her own weapons were damaged during your flight from the Blue Kingdom. That leaves you vulnerable. You claim both this and the bat. Liberate a different bat and employ it as a scout. The heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts, like bats, to locate things of interest. Ports, resources, wrecks like this one, to scavenge. You can
what?
You can claim both this and the cannon.
Claim the cannon first!
I think...
Claim the cannon, you bastard!
Do you want me to just hold you?
Yes!
There. Mostly because it looks like I don't only need one hand at this game. So far. Although I probably need this hand for this at the moment. So, you say the cannon.
Yes?
I say the bat.
Why the bat?
Because with the bat we can find more cannons.
Fair point.
Exactly. We're finding the bat. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay.
We got to pay the bloody thing?
Yeah, what? You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymands, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. You have one indifferent bat. Alright, let's now claim the gun. We're probably going to get penalties for claiming both, but we're going to claim the gun. Fire and Fury. The Cotterell and Hathasage Jerusalem fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to your vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymands groans again. The structure shudders spasmically. The Ozymands admits a long juddering creak. Your party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you have retrieved repairs, supplies, and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that could be mounted on your locomotive, and an educated bout. Press on to the engine room. You might find more fuel there, but you had better hurry. The Ozymands is beginning to tear apart. Or we can return, because it's too dangerous to stay.
Go to the engine room! Risk it!
Why?
Because this is your first run, meaning it's the best time to make all the mistakes.
That is a very fair point, actually. You know what? We'll do it then. No risk, no gain. Let's do it. The wreck of the Ozymands screeches as its metal buckles and tears. You press on through the shuddering corridors, searching frantically for the engine room. Send a smaller party ahead to retrieve the fuel. It's foolish for all of you to go. Send your quickest and lightest to retrieve the fuel, while the rest of you return to the Orpharian. Hearts is the skill of convincing and enduring. Go yourself and conduct a hasty search. Send the rest of the boarding party back to the Orpharian. Go on alone. Mirrors is the test of investigating and conducting.
Don't do it alone.
No, Alistair. We are a hero. We cannot in any way risk our party, the rest of our crew. We must go on alone to find more fuel. Or, you know what, we can just leave.
Do it with your crew.
Well, I say we go alone. Oh, crap. The engine room is grey and spilled ash and littered with corpses. Little has survived the Ozymands' ruin. You search fruitlessly for coal, but linger too long, as the wreck is racked with violent tremors. You race back to the Orpharian. With a dying groan, the Ozymands, whatever it says, splits in two, sending shards of splintered plating spinning into the sky. Several of them bite into the Orpharian, mauling its hull. Stoking your engines, you steam away from the collapsing wreck. You are restocked, at least, and rearmed. You have lost 10 hull. Damn. Well, that could have gone better, I suppose. Press F to send out your scout. Cost supplies. Which one's supplies? Okay, that's the supplies. What do you mean it's slowly going down? Oh god, we're against the time. Primary fight!
You're putting me down, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm putting you down. I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up for these sorts of things.
Like now?
Yes, like now. Summoned by Captain Whitlock, the walls of the captain's cabins are lined with a hodgepodge of curos from the sky. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of arid smoke pour from her lungs. Inquire after the captain's injuries. The locomotive doctor tends to her. His lips are tight. Approach at the bedside. The captain opens her eyes as you draw near. She attempts a smile. You know what? I'm going to approach the bedside. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fires that dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm. Her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements. The Orpharian will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burnt meat. Her voice is just a rasp of burnt meat breath. But promise. She breaks off to a scream as a word in her language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. Her request little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Promise her you obey her last command. Make no promise. Tell her to rest. Pull away. What if her condition is contagious? Demand to know why she took the Orpharian to the Blue Castle.
Demand information!
No. I am going to do her final command. What is it, Captain? She sinks back, relieved. All in my will. She gasps. Be a better... She breaks off as the sigils burnt into her bones flare, glowing cherry red her flesh and skin. Better captain than I. The effort exhausts her. She sinks back into the scorched pillows and a twisting, frantic fever. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curos. From the sky, Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a poor monstrous brand. When she coughs, coil... Oh, we already did that. Other business. You leave the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind, and return to the bridge. New Winchester. It's further than you'd like, and the captain hasn't long left. Your scout relays its findings. Okay. So that's a station over there. Oh god, this is a map. Oh, what do you mean there's other places? Albion. The Blue Kingdom. Etheria. Something ghastly. Something grave. Something that glitters. Something to crave. Transit relay. Horror. Wonder. What are all of these then? Please tell me we're currently paused. Advice for captains. Scouts. Your scout has discovered something. To see what it is, open your chart and compass the icon. Open your chart, the compass icon in the toolbar. I did that. The hold. Your hold shows your current cargo and any prospects you've accepted. You can also change your locomotive's equipment while in a port and jettison your unwanted cargo while in a port or otherwise. So, we have the Jerusalem attached. We've got plating slot, a bridge slot, the Shivering Jemmy, which is a tier 1 engine, a very reluctant bat, an auxiliary slot, and a small armament. I'm guessing this is for large armament then. What's in our possessions? Your train. Minimum safe manning number. It is reckless to crew your locomotive with fewer than this. Oh, God. Inventory. Your possessions. Your possessions. Anything that doesn't take up space in your hold, generally because it's small or entirely metaphysical, appears here. Profile. So we've got 10 skill and everything, and yet we can't do anything. This records all aspects of your captain's abilities, accomplishments, and reputations. Reputation. The Racketees. What do the Reach's independent settlers think of you? Reputation. The Windward Company. What did the Stovepipes' opinion of you? Dominant in the Reach. The Takates strive to be free of the Empire. Because of course everyone has to be free of the British rule. Why can't they just accept British rule? The Stovepipe longs to tighten the Empire's hold on the wilderness. Ah! And they have the top hats, meaning I know which one I'm working with. The strength of the sun. Some say that the clockwork sun was brighter once, but they say it quietly and lie about it afterwards. Okay. Journal. Journal. This keeps track of your progress and opportunities you're pursuing. Officers. Officers. Use this tab while in port to appoint them, or at any time to talk to or otherwise interact with them. Okay, so we can't do that until we get to port. What the Christ are you? Reach Marauder. I don't know what it's doing that. All I knew is that it's probably very, very bad. Ow, I dodged into it. Okay, okay. Very bad, very bad. The clamber of engine yards, a smoke of whatchamacallit. There's a lot of physics behind this. Ow. That was weird. Okay, that hurt a lot. But we got stuff. Loot. Thank you. The Reach Marauder is defeated. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. Recover its weaponry. The bridge is in ruins, the hold crumpled, but its main gun has survived. An engineering crew could remove it intact. This will give you a small weapon that you can equip while in dock, or sell it to an equipment shop. Raid the remains. Marauders pillage the homesteads and hunt travelers all across the Reach. They often carry stolen valuables. Salvage the Marauders' plating and components to repair the damaged orphan. Well, let's recover its weaponry. Your crew return in one piece, sparing the spoils of your victory. It was a right devil to remove, Captain, says the lead engineer. Hope you make good use of it. The Marauder cannon launches chunks of jagged, superheated rock via a brutally basic mechanism. Simple, ruthless, effective. Okay then. I like how there's a terror meter. That's clearly going to mean something. So we gradually lose supplies over time. A distant clamor of engine yards. Ow! I lose health for hitting some... There's the dock captain. A signaller declares. The crew are relieved at the thought of solid land. Okay. Okay. New Winchester. You coast into the bustle, the din, the soot and the steam of Wolseley Station. It is clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the siding than a station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain, he insists, brandishing a ledger. The usual formalities. Look to the Orpharian's doctor. He has just appeared at your shoulder. His face is solemn. His hat is in his hands. He lowers his eyes. The passing. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orpharian itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately Captain Whitlockx has just passed. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amid tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlockx is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin? I'm guessing now we create our captain. Oh god, what is this? Today, London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens. But 10 years ago, the Northern Gate was opened. Before the renewed Empress led her people into the skies, it lay in the vast cavern far beneath the earth. Deep, dark, mysterious. Who were you, then? Okay. Oh, I can hold the button. Okay. A street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters. But also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You will begin with high veils, the skill of evading and deceiving. A soldier. Yours was not to reason why. Yours but to do and die. You begin with high iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming. A poet. The pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. You begin with high hearts, the skill of conceiving and enduring.
Don't pick that one.
I have you know I can be quite poetic.
Name one time you have successfully rhymed.
That... My Three Brothers series.
What's that?
Yeah, that was before your time. That shows how old it was. I used to be a good poet. So it probably has reduced in skill. An academic, a student of sciences, the arts of philosophy. You begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducting. A priest, hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You will begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. A Zailer. A what? Is that a misspelling, or is that actually done on purpose? You roved the mournless, merciless waters of the Untitled. You begin with high iron, the skill of confronting. A minister auditor. For a time you served at the Ministry of Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. You begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducting. A revolutionary. The world is broken. One way for the rich, another for the poor. You decided to do something about it. I choose...
Random.
You know what? Sure. Oh, that does it, the entire thing. Oh, hold on then. Oh, if we actually if there's more than just this, if it randoms everything, I'd rather, choose, at least go through everything to start with. So I think we'll start as a soldier. You were a soldier, you served in Her Majesty's military, but how exactly? Where are the different things? Oh my god, there's a different route for everything. Alright, you were a Z captain. You remember bats swinging across the still black sea, the distant lights of London calling you home. Salty prayers offered to heedless gods. It was a hard life, and often a short one, but you made your mark. I smuggled. Her Majesty's Navy had a great many opinions on what should and shouldn't be sold in her territories. Your own opinions were rather different. Increases your veils. You explored. Yours were far, lonely journeys. You endured nameless hardships. You rallied your crew in the face of utmost uncertainty. You bought and you sold. You were a merchant of precarious life, lived on the knife edge between fortune and ruin. I explored. I prefer the idea of exploring. What does winning mean to you? Is that the same no matter what? It looks like it is. Wealth. You want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable, you mean extravagant. Many have made their fortunes out among the stars, many more have failed, broken and lost in the drifting night. Will you be different? Fame. You will immortalize your exploits in the song of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in hope of making a name for themselves. You're sure you'll succeed. After all, you never heard of anyone who didn't.
There's a good reason for that.
Precisely. There's a reason why we've never heard of anyone that didn't. Ha-ha! Because they all did! Is that not right?
No!
Shut up! The truth. Even the stars have secrets, but they won't keep them from you. A message from an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn a secret that the stars hide. What drives you? Curiosity? Justice? Insolence? Whatever it is, it will be tested. To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, acquire lodgings at a hub port and retire. Gather stories of your exploits and write about them in New Winchester. Be warned, this is a demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Then in that case, we shall go for fame! And now we must customize our character. And obviously it's hair 9, because that's the one with the biggest hat. Ooh, hat number 5. Can we get better than that? Of course not. We are hat number 5. And honestly, then this bit means kinda nothing. It just kind of exists.
I can help you.
Really, you think?
Yeah, I can say what you look like.
I think for chin we at least need a beard. So, there we go, that one looks pretty decent. Term of address. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Brother. I am brother. Yark, brother. Brother! My lord! Oh yes! I am so happy with that! My lord, Parafox. No, honestly, I feel I have to go with that particular... There we go, Parafox. I have to go with that outfit. That seems pretty fitting for me, don't you think, Alistair?
Not really.
Why not?
Looks too fancy for you.
I am fancy! How dare you! So we start with a high amount of iron and a medium amount of heart, but we're low in the other two. So, maybe we'll actually do something. Okay, that will do. We've created our captain. Use otherworldly artifacts for some reason. Your hull is a little worse for wear. Try to repair it soon. You can do this for a small fee at New Winchester and certain other ports, or sometimes by salvaging from the wrecks of your opponent. Officers and mascots. In addition to your ordinary crew, you now have an officer, or perhaps a mascot. You'll need to formally appoint them before you can benefit from their skills, abilities, or animal charisma. To do this, open the officers panel while in port. The reading of the will. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned to the necropolis train, bound for the serene mausoleum. Now you sit, with a handful of her relatives, in the breath-bare offices of her solicitors. Oh, God. A methodological notary is reading the will. The captain was wealthy once, but squandered her capital on mysterious expenditures before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. Listen to the end. The captain's relatives, from whom she was most estranged, are clearly wondering why you are here. True to her word, in her final conduct, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that possession of the Ophirian was to pass to its first officer. He peers at you with dry, grey eyes. This includes a certain black box contained in the Ophirian's hold. Captain Whitlock's final request was that, at the time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card. And deposit it there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. And that's it. You're captain now. The Ophirian is yours. Captain Whitlock's legacy. You can now investigate the black box at New Winchester. You could take the box to London, as requested. Or you could sell it and be done. You have long bequeathed a large black... You have been bequeathed a large black box, which once belonged to Captain Whitlock. And you have gained 100 sovereigns. Nice. Provisioning. Before you leave New Winchester, it may be prudent to buy more supplies. You can buy them at Victoria Market. To visit the market, select it from the menu that appears on the left panel on your selection. Okay, so here we have our options here at New Winchester. And it's already been 40 bloody minutes, so this is going to be a long episode, because like hell am I ending it already. The clambering central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's skills. I would like to repair my locomotive, please. Repair 10 hull for 30 sovereigns. Oh, we can fully... Oh, let's see what else there is in New Winchester for now. The smoggy clanging, singing, stamping, throgging, frantic heart of the Reach. An ever-expanding port of soot-smudged glass and bright steel. Spilling across a drifting, mist-wrapped archipelago. Its factories thunder, its engine shreds ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair, or flare across the sky into the high wilderness. An opportunity. Learn about trading. Successful skyfarers fund their expeditions by dabbling in trade. Inquire whether there are any good trading opportunities available. Not bad, actually. A club where seasoned young captains gather to trade stories and share advice with the younger skyfarers. Inquire about the war. You know what? Let's learn tips first, I feel. Old pistons gleam on the walls. The shelves are crowded with mementos from across the sky. The clientele raise their voices to be heard above the comforting clamour of the adjacent engine yards. Introduce yourself to the seasoned captains. You have yet to make their acquaintance. Alright, let's introduce ourselves to the seasoned captains. Four are gathered at their usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymath, and a pioneer of the nocturnal artistic school. The belevelled dialect, a scholar haunted by his discoveries. The plucky baroness, explorer, collector, philanthropist, and spatchcocky Meg, who hunts monsters. Of course, everything out here is jolly dangerous, says the Baroness. Few risk the sky, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in, the more they'll pay. Look for opportunities on the way, advises the masked citizen. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. Okay. Maybe we should ask them about trade then. Ah, the dialect says, fiddling with his innumerable talismans. An essential topic. Meg slides you a stool, and the captains shuffle around to make room. The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violet and foggy. The plucky baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. Ask away. Ask about markets. How can you buy and sell goods? Ask about prospects. Where might you learn of these opportunities? Trading opportunity. Ask them if they know a good prospect available. Ask bargains. Where can you buy things cheaply? This is way too much. There is so much information for just one video. Ask about the markets. Fundamentals. You can sell practically anything at the big trade hub, like New Winchester. The Baroness answers. Oh, I was using the wrong voice. If you want to buy, though, you'll need to travel to more distant ports. Each specializes in a particular export. Meg spits, chewing tobacco on the floor. No money in buying at the marketplaces and selling at them too, though. You want to look for bargains or prospects of people offering better money. Buy cheap, sell dear. You can sell, not buy, any trade good at a major port. Lesser ports each sell a single good. You can see what a port exports by clicking on your map. Oh, great. Ask about prospects. The mass citizen sips their drink. The biggest port in the region has a bazaar where captains do business. There you'll learn of people at other ports prepared to pay over the odds for a commodity. When you accept the commission for a prospect, it's yours. No other captain will pursue it. It's all fanatically civilized. Their smile is droll. You'll have to source the goods yourself, of course, says the bedeviled dialect. Find a port that exports them. The client will want a certain amount. You can supply some or all of it. But if you provide all they need, they may flourish you with an additional reward. Accept prospects in bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 at once. You may review and abandon them in the locomotive screen. Do you know about a good prospect? In fact, I do, says the mass citizen. The host at Marauder needs an urgent delivery of seeds, paying a pretty penny, too. If I were you, I'd get to the bazaar straight away, put my mark on it. Meg grunts. Broker in Port Avon is selling cheap seeds. Chirpy chap. God knows why. His face looks like it's been pushed through a mangle. An opportunity. Port Avon lies southwest of New Winchester, and Magalines lies to the northwest of New Winchester. Right, so accept this prospect from the bazaar if you haven't already, then buy seeds from the bazaar in Port Avon and sell them at Margaret's. Okay, that sounds like a good job. What about bargains? Spatchcocker. Meg wipes beer foam from her lip. Nowhere this busy. Deals are snapped up too fast. Visit bazaars at quieter ports. You can find all sorts. Limited supply, mind. A bargain won't hang around forever, though. The Baroness confides, steadily ignoring Meg's manners. So don't hang about. If you've space in your hold, snap them up. You can always sell them at a major port for an adequate return. Find bargains at any minor port's bazaar. Bargains have finite supply and duration. Click on a port on your map to see if there are bargains available since your last visit. Ask about how to expand the prospect. There is too much information in this game. Nepotism. Meg laughs, a noise like a sneeze crossed with a ricochet. It ain't who you is, it's who you know, innit? Nepotism. She taps her broken nose. Quite, the mass citizen remarks. The wider your circles, the more advantageous your opportunities that will present themselves. A wise captain makes most of them. As your captain increases in level, your affiliations increase. Academe, Boham, Establishment, and Villainy. They will unlock new and more rewarding bargains and prospects. Oh. How much stuff do I need to know? Okay. So. What's it say in the shops? Bazaar. Prospects available. We know this prospect, so we're going to claim that one. What's this one? Traitor's Woods, keep it secret. Literature for Traitor's Wood. The Somerset students camped in the dark wood require fresh material for their continued studies. Entertainment and occasionally roughage. They've requested 5 consignments of ministry-approved literature. Traitor's Wood lies southwest of New Winchester. Well, I don't know where to buy them, but I do know where to buy the siege, which is southwest. So hopefully I'll remember that. What the Christ is all this? I'm guessing that's how much it costs. Alright, so I don't really have any form of money available to me. And there's not really anything I can sell either. Okay, what about Victoria Market? We can buy fuel and supplies. They're expensive. We can also buy bigger and better trains. for 20,000 sovereigns. Do you know how much a sovereign was worth? Okay, well, we need to repair our locomotive. We need a patch job just to keep it running for now. Inquire about the war. What's special about the war? The slow-burning war for the Reach forms the backdrop of daily life in New Winchester. How about we're just gonna go back to the station. We are going to recruit this person. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Officers require a sign-on fee. Allow the driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? This will get you a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation establishment by 1. Yeah, that sounds good with me. The driver boards, eager to get started. I recently parted ways with the Windward Company, they explain. Personally, I think a crash a week isn't so bad. They disagreed. Oh well, live and learn. Who the Christ did we just hire?
Didn't you crash into the port when coming into it?
You're right, Alistair. Who did crash while entering port? You got a good point. An opportunity. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short, square-shouldered, in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's heroical office. The body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book a passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can pay, of course. Where's that? I have no clue. Well, do I need more crew? How much do they cost? Hire some of the turncoat recruit as a replacement. Your voyages have grown perilous of late. Numbers and morale are lower than they were. Today, New Winchester is abuzz with rumour. A famous Chakotay captain has turned tail and fled back to London, promised a generous pension with full pardon in exchange for selling secrets. His crew are at a loose end, and under a cloud of suspicion, will they ever find work again? No one else will have them, so for the cost of a round at the promise of days, they're all yours. So, for 10, I can get some. Cool. Okay. Then let's take a look at our hold. And equip the gun. Now, we could buy supplies or fuel, but we need money. You will write your name across the skies, become the high... You know what? Let's do our ambition before we leave. Somehow. The song of the sky looms in your mind, an unfinished monument. Ponder your ambition. Where to begin? You take advantage of a quiet moment to pull out your journal. The blank page sits before you, smug and embellished. The horror. At last, inspiration strikes. You need fresh material. That's the ticket. Go out and explore the high wilderness. Gather stories and tales of terror to begin the song of the sky. Okay. So that's all I needed to do. Oh, so I can't actually do anything until I actually discover something. Right. That makes sense. The driver has no tolerance for uneventful voyages. When not on duty, they stare through the stained glass windows as if willing excitement to ride in on a wave of disaster. When they take the wheel, the rest of the crew grip the nearest available supports and whisper quiet prayers to the various gods. Oh, Christ, who did we get? Gamble with the guy. No, I don't think we will, because we need money. So you know what? Let's actually do something this episode. And get on with our job. We've been told there's something in down south. We're gonna go down southwest, I believe it was. Southwest. Which way's west? That way's west. Where am I going? Hold! Turn around. There we go. We're going the right way now. Southwest. Let's move. It's down this way. Okay, our gun generates an awful lot of heat. I am noticing. Scraps narrow. Whoa! Sorry, guy, I don't know how to pilot yet. Takati Scout, UCE, wasn't expecting that. Okay, guy, we're not hostile, are we? We're just gonna be on our way. I mean, if you fire on me, I'll fire back, but that's all there is to it. What was it, F? Show me Port Avon! What's that in... What's that in the background? Oh, there's something down there. You know what? Let's go and find out what the hell it is. We want to do something today. Where the actual Christ are we? Old stones and forgotten ruins lie tumbled across the sky. Go, Bat, find me something. A station. Oh, that's the station. I went past the station. Turn around on our way. A new smell behind the coal and oil. The green, unlikely scent of apples. Supplies. You're low on supplies. Once you've run out, your crew will begin to starve. You can buy more at most ports. To check if a port sells supplies, select it on the chart. Ow! You know, it's not enemies that's gonna kill me, it's bloody terrain. I can already tell that. Port Avon. A new port, Captain. Your crew crowd round the place. Alright. Discovering ports. You've approached a newly discovered port. This has significantly reduced your terror. Your crew are always thankful to find another place of relative safety in the skies, however strange or full of devils or covered in mushrooms. You earn experience by defeating enemies, discovering landmarks, and completing prospects and stories. Arriving at Avon Port, behold a giant of ruins! Gargantuan blocks of jigsaw together, furred with moss and whispering orchids. A bubonic village nestles amongst them. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds from the green village. Disembark, a ramshackle dock juts into the sky beside a farmyard scattered with rusty locomotive parts. Plating, piping, a chugging motor with innards exposed. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves your locomotive into position. "Welcome to Port Avon," she calls as you disembark. A rich knot of scent greets you. Leaves and wood smoke, enriched by an infrequent but pungent scent intrusion of goat. Port Avon welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in the future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. Your Port Avon welcome is now 3. Okay. So, shops, bazaar. We need seeds. How the Christ are they so expensive? Okay. Okay. How much money do I have? Where can I see my money? Is that my money? Yes, that's my money. Okay. So, Jumble of undistinguished souls. What the Christ? The bottles are as ordinary as the souls that coil and... What the Christ? Okay. So, I'm going to assume the game autosaves, because it's already been an hour, and because most of this has been talking, so I'm going to be able to cut out like so little of this anyway, I'm all out of time for today's episode. So everyone, it looks like, what can I say, other than thank you all for joining me today. I have been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that until then, it's time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.